Dude, when I was setting this up on my tripod, I cut or one of the parts of my tripod just dropped down and it like nabbed my hand a little bit. Now it's all dark. Oh my god, dude, it kind of stings. And it's like it's popping up a little bit too. If you could see that. Okay, so this is my documentary for week one of this pandemic or this quarantine. Yeah, this quarantine for the pandemic. And so far, I'm not really phased by anything. Like everything's really fine on my end. I'm used to having online classes and just like the whole transitioning from the professors from in class to online lecture was fine with the use of Zoom. As for this whole COVID-19 business of being quarantined and stayed home, it actually gave me the opportunity to be more creative, and I've done new things and I have a lot more ideas on the way. Like one of the things I did was write an article on Medium about how COVID-19 actually gifted me my creativity, my creative motivation. And yeah, I've been shooting photos at home, and I've been also playing video games with my friends, and we just chat over Discord. As for homework and such, not really a big deal, just carrying on as usual. And yeah, one thing I've done to be more creative is, or besides writing that article, was the lighting just changed. Sorry, I have a diffuser right now, trying to diffuse this light coming from my window. It was just blasting my face earlier, but oh, it's back. One way I became more creative was to just try out camera stuff. Like I worked with lighting a little bit, and yeah, and one thing I tried to do, or one thing I did earlier was get an overhead shot, which I'll play right now. So this overhead shot was um, shot with my tripod and my gimbal. So I put my gimbal on lock mode, and then I set it up on top of my tripod, and then put my tripod as high as possible to get an overhead shot of me just doing homework. And one thing I also did was put another monitor in my room. So my brother was throwing out his stuff, or he was throwing out stuff while cleaning his room, and then he took out the whole monitor that he wasn't using for our old computer. So I just nabbed that and then had it set up in my room at like 1 a.m. last night. So yeah, having this is pretty cool, since I can just do my homework in my room now instead of going outside. Because when I went outside, I just plug in my Surface to my monitor, and then just have Zoom on one monitor and having my notes on the other. So yeah, having it in my room is really nice for doing homework. Dude, this thing's really bothering me. Like, look how dark it is right now. Can it focus? You see that? Dude, oh my god. Oh, one thing I've done is get into reading. I've read this book called Reversing the Senses by Martin Hubbard. I think I'm maybe botching the name, but whatever. Yeah, and I've been reading it since, or like before quarantine, and then it was really nice to have the time to read it more during the day, as opposed to like going to work or whatever. And yeah, that's pretty much how my days have gone since quarantine. My work has, or I work at a part-time job at a sushi restaurant, and we've gone through phases where our shifts were cut, and also it has resulted to the whole restaurant to shut down. And at this point in time, no one is getting hours, which is, for me, it's okay because I've saved up money and I'm not living paycheck by paycheck. So, and I'm not really spending a lot of money since I'm not going out. So it's not, doesn't really phase me as much. And yeah, I've been just chilling at home, reading, getting or playing more games and doing my homework. Not much going on. And yeah, that's it. Oh my god, that's so dark. And it's not even like popping open. I'm gonna take this off for a second just to show you how I got here. So, as I took off my gimbal from my setup earlier, this bar, I was making this lower, and then it just dropped on my finger like that. Hold on, let me see if I can recreate it, not with my hand in it, but it just dropped like, okay, so here it is, and then it just dropped like on my hand, and now it's like, now I'm crippled, and I think it's gonna bleed out soon, so I better take care of that. So yeah, see you guys later.